Hello and welcome to our special series Inside Kerala. I'm Shireen Bhan and we're in conversation with the Chief Minister. Chief Minister, appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV18 in the renovated Kochi House. Thank you very much for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much.
We're going to be spending an entire week in your state. So let me start by asking you about how challenging it is now for Chief Ministers like yourself, given the fact that there is this whole business of competitive federalism that is underway. You're going after the same set of investors. You're chasing the same set of investors and investments. How difficult is it becoming now to actually draw in investors?
Kerala has achieved a lot in education and health sectors, but at the same time we are lacking very much in the infrastructure. So because of the lack of infrastructure, that very much affected, badly affected the investment, new projects and employment generation. So now we are concentrating to more infrastructure projects. The Kochi Metro, Kannur Airport, Vizhinjam Port, and the national waterway from Kollam to Kottapuram, Thiruvananthapuram and Kozhikode light metro. So many projects for the infrastructure development is going on. Kerala is now changing.
And you have said that at the end of all of these projects that you just highlighted for us, that Kerala will get a makeover. But what kind of infrastructure spending are we looking at this point in time? And how significant is private sector participation going to be, especially when it comes to infrastructure development?
See that we are encouraging the private sectors also. We are giving much importance for the public sector. At the same time, public-private partnership projects we are encouraging. So now Kerala is changing.
Okay.
Earlier there are some hurdles are there, but today the mindset of the people has changed. In years back, everybody find fault with the workers. The workers are against the development. The working class and the trade union movement is objecting the development. But today that is not the position.
One of the concerns as far as industry is that labor cost is very high, in fact highest in the country. How do you propose to draw in big ticket?
Very cooperative,
okay.
They are practical and they are all very responsive. Even though the cost is high, we cannot find fault with them, because the cost of living in Kerala is very high.
That's right.
Especially the expenses for their children's education. So every family in Kerala, the main concern is the education for their children.
Okay.
Everybody wants the best education for them.
Yeah.
They are all very keen, very much interested in that. So the cost of living is very high.
Right.
But at the same time, the quality service that is assured by the working class.
Okay. So labor is one concern. Land acquisition is another concern. You have decided to take forward the Land Acquisition Act, the central law that was passed by the UPA. Is that posing to be a big challenge? What kind of a land bank are you sitting on at this point in time?
In Kerala, land is a real problem, that I admit. The land is very scarce, and also land is very costly. That is a practical difficulty. We admit. While we are admitting this fact, we are trying to find out the solution. So we are ready to give the good compensation to the farmers.
Right.
with their consent. We don't want to create a problem or a compulsion of the acquisition of land. So now we have managed. We have acquired a lot of land for Kochi Metro, Kannur Airport, Viziñam Seaport. The cost is there.
Okay.
But we are admitting that, but we can solve that problem maximum possible way.
Okay. In terms of the ease of doing business, and as per the DIPP World Bank survey, you come in at number 18, so there is significant amount of work that needs to be done as far as moving up the ranks as far as the ease of doing business is concerned. What is it that you have now on the list of priorities to ensure that you move up the rankings, sir?
These are things doing, as you said, correct. The Kerala's rank came to 18th. But the parameters for that calculation are mainly the one issue, the issues relating to the land.
Yeah.
The second thing, issues relating to environment clearance. In these parameters, the difficulty is there.
And you don't see a solution to the land issue anytime soon? That you believe will continue to be a concern?
So because of these two issues, actually Kerala is facing very seriously in these two fields. I agree. Because of that reason, the survey, we came back very low, 18th rank. Because land is a real problem.
Sure.
And thickly populated state, as a thickly populated state, is environmental problems we have to address.
So what could be those industries that you would like to focus on? Because clearly land is a problem, high labor cost is a problem as far as you're concerned. Skilled people is not a problem for a state like Kerala. So, you know, would you continue to like to position yourself as the education capital, as the healthcare capital? Are you likely to continue to be a much more services-oriented state as opposed to manufacturing?
We are concentrating in that. Tourism, IT, higher education, high quality healthcare. In all these sectors we are concentrating. So land is limited to in all these sectors. Environmental problems are not there. So we are adjusting with our limitations.
Okay. So
at the same time, we are not going for a large-scale manufacturing units because of this land and pollution.
You know, the Prime Minister has spoken about this model of what he calls cooperative federalism, of one team India, of the centre and the state governments working together. Several other state governments that we've spoken with, for instance, I'll give you the example of West Bengal. The Trinamool Congress believes that the centre hasn't exactly been fair. Cooperative federalism is good on paper but not in reality, that what has happened post the 14th Finance Commission is actually not beneficial to state governments. Would you agree with that, or do you believe that what the Prime Minister is proposing and this new model of cooperative federalism where states are empowered to actually use money the way that they would like is the better way ahead?
We must be very careful about our future plans and programs. See that we must want a strong government in the center, and the states, the states with satisfaction. So the strong central government and satisfied states, the join together, that will create a good federal system.
Absolutely.
So.
So you think that we're moving in the right direction?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you about the state of finances as far as your state is concerned. You announced the prohibition policy, which will cost you about 7,000 crore rupees. Of course, this is being done over phases, your prohibition policy, and it's now spurred others like Mr. Nitish Kumar in Bihar also to follow possibly the prohibition route that you've taken, and also maybe Tamil Nadu will be headed that way. How do you make up for the revenue loss, and what does the state's balance sheet look like today?
See, I am not worried about the revenue loss due to the prohibition policy. The income from the liquor is only on the paper. That is not a reality. We are getting the money. At the same time, we are losing because of the evil reaction of the liquor to the society. See that our accidents, every year we are losing many valuable lives and lot of accidents, and the hospital expenses are going up. So we are getting the amount in one hand. We are
so the economic impact of loss of life.
losing 2 times, 3 times, 5 times money. So the income from the liquor is not a real income to a state. The real problem regarding the prohibition, according to me, is the illicit liquor. So the people, those who are using this liquor, they will go and get anything they want to drink, and that illicit liquor, that may create a lot of problem. That is a real problem for the prohibition. So in Kerala, we are implementing this prohibition policy by state. 10% is our outlets are closing every year. So that will take 10 years.
10 years,
That too, we are hard liquor is prohibiting. The wine and beer is there. So, my opinion, according to my opinion, liquor is the prohibition is highly needed, and we will continue that policy. Income is not at all a problem.
You're saying income is not at all a problem. So could you give us a sense of the state's balance sheet at this point in time, the kind of fiscal deficit that you're currently running, and also, since you are going to be spending on infrastructure development, and a lot of that will be funded by the state, I would imagine, what does the balance sheet look like?
That is, I fully agree. The state government is facing some financial difficulties because our salary, pension, and the interest on our state loan. These are the 3 items. It's a compulsory disbursement amount of the state government.
Are you worried now about the impact of the 7th Pay Commission if you do have to take that forward?
Yes, definitely. That will also cost state etc. in a big way. But even then we have to implement, no doubt. So we are committed to the employees, and we want a satisfied civil service. So we will implement, no doubt.
Where do you find the revenues from, sir?
See, the real problem is there. But we will implement the things. See, we are mainly dependent for the development activities. We are, apart from the state fund, we are concentrating the other ways. The public-private partnership schemes are there. And the international financial institutions, bank finance, such as we are depending mainly the other sources of finance.
Sure, you're looking at multilateral funding and so on and so forth. But let me also ask you, as far as your social sector schemes are concerned and the funding from there, you've got several innovative schemes in place. For instance, the revenues from lottery sales also go towards funding your social sector schemes. You made women the head of family as far as the ration card is concerned. You're now re-registering ration cards, I believe, and linking that now to the Aadhaar card to do away with leakages within the system. What more can we expect on that front to really try and bring down leakages, to improve the PDS system and remove all the sort of ghost cards, etc. from the system?
Our government's motto, slogan is development and care. The both things are, we are giving equal importance. We need development. We are lacking, as I pointed out earlier, we are lacking infrastructure development area. So we want development, especially the infrastructure development. At the same time, we are giving much importance for the activities, helping those who are needed the help of the government, help of the society.
Let me ask you about your startup policy, because that is something that your government is focusing on, the entrepreneurship policy as well. You know, do you really see that culture of entrepreneurship, of startups taking off in Kerala?
See, in 2012 September, there was a good initiative from the Industries Department of Government of Kerala, that is Emerging Kerala Summit at Kochi. In that summit, we have announced the student entrepreneurship policy. The response was very good. The response was beyond our expectation. Lot of students came forward. Now we are struggling to give facilities to these friends. See that they have already started more than 600 companies.
Right.
And there are 1,000 ideas are in the queue. Each idea, average 5 students are there. So you see the response. And we are giving much importance for this scheme, and we are giving all the encouragement for the student and youth persons.
When you look at what's happening with various state governments, you talked about emerging Kerala. We just finished with Resurgent Rajasthan. West Bengal is going to be doing its investor conference. Punjab just finished its investor conference some time back. You know, as you look at various state governments and what they're doing, the state of Telangana trying very, very aggressively to woo investors, who would you say is competition at this point in time? Who do you believe has got the right model between care and development? How do you assess the performance of other state governments when you look at the policies that they've announced and so on and so forth? Do you even keep track of what's happening in other states?
Oh yes, we are closely watching the developments in the other states and the developments in the government of India. So my opinion, we have to take in the good things from others. We have to...
Any examples? What have you taken as a lesson from other states and what they're doing?
We have to follow the good things from others. See that I am giving this importance for the development activities. Definitely we are seeing from others.
You mean Gujarat and...
Oh, yes, all other states. See, when I went to Bombay, when I went to Chennai, or when I went to Bangalore, after 6 months, I feel the difference. Some changes are there, some activities are going on. But unfortunately for Kerala, yes, the same thing. Now, a lot of things are happening in every field. So we want to keep that trend. So because of that, the UDF government will come again and take the initiative.
Mr. Chief Minister, you're holding out a promise. I hope that that is delivered on the ground as well, but appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV18. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
With that, it is time for us to wrap up Inside Kerala. From all of us here, goodbye. Many thanks for watching.